What's going on with my sword? Seems like it's super weak for, all of a sudden. Not entirely sure why. Look at this! I've literally hit this guy like 5 times. Are you serious right now? That's crazy. Oh, and that guy hit me once, and now I'm down to literally like no HP whatsoever. Okay. Balanced. Hello and welcome back to the Ronin. We are in battle with a large Battanian army, but I've actually done a little bit of something here because I'm obviously waiting for my recruiter to come back from Tetsujin lands. I decided that I would, well, should we say just supplement my own army, and I'm talking about my own party here, with a relatively decent amount of Imperial troops. This is not something that I really badly want to do all the time. This is just a way for me to kind of, shall we just say, stick it to the Battanians, because let's face it, they have been very irritating in my off-screen time, let me just say that, because they have been consistently attempting to take pretty much everything that I've taken so far. And I am not a big fan of that. So, generally, I am now trying to put the, well, proverbial nail in the coffin, pretty much. So if I can make that happen, then I'll be very, very pleased. But obviously if I can't, then, well, that's just how it goes. But in general, I think we might do okay. I've been taking a lot of the Battanian vassals prisoner. These guys are literally just walking into my infantry's shield wall, which is kind of silly. You know, that's kind of silly. I mean, there's even archers going in there. I don't even know why they would be doing that, but all right. Anyway, this particular battle would be pretty easy for me to do as an auto-resolve, but I have been attempting to be as efficient as possible with my unit kill-death ratio. Obviously, a kill-death ratio doesn't really matter in this game that much, but being efficient with your units and keeping them alive as much as you possibly can, well, yeah, that's pretty important, you know? That's pretty important. So that's what I've been trying to do in my off-screen time, and what I'll try to continue doing as well, because what I've actually realized was that although it might take me a little bit of extra time to get the results that we will inevitably get from these kinds of situations, being able to reduce the amount of casualties that we sustain is actually going to be very worthwhile in the end. Because think about it, if we lose 10 units instead of 50, then it makes so much more sense for us to continue onward. And instead of having to, you know, run back to a garrison or something like that, we won't have to do that, which is actually fantastic. So that's what I'm hoping that we'll be able to do going forward. Obviously, sometimes that does not work, because some of the time you kind of want to be a bit reckless. You kind of want to be a bit aggressive and try to take out as many enemy units as possible. But other times, of course, it calls for a little bit more caution. And in these recent times, the way that we, and by we, I mean the Battanians and I, have been fighting over Myzea, I don't even know how many times they've attempted to besiege this. Oh yeah, by the way, I did take it. Obviously. I mean, that kind of makes sense considering what I was talking about. But yeah, I have taken it, and it is now mine. Because obviously the way that the AI works, at least that's what I've witnessed in recent memory, basically what happens is, if they give it to someone else, so let's say obviously, you know, Hanzo gave it to himself in the previous episode, and I was gobsmacked by that, really. I thought to myself, why are you doing that, sir? You know, why are you doing that? It doesn't really make much sense, but he decided to do that, and I had a little bit of faith in him that he'd be able to defend it reasonably well. But of course that was not the case, and he ended up losing it. So every single time a fief is lost due to a vassal's ineptitude, or just because they don't have a huge amount of troops, or whatever the case may be, it doesn't really matter. But as soon as that vassal loses confidence in the powers that be, so to speak, then the next time that that fief gets taken and a vote comes up, well, you know what's going to happen then? Oh yeah, then we have more of an opportunity to get it ourselves, as long as a fief that we own is nearby. Hopefully I explained that as clearly as possible, and hopefully you understood it, because It is a little bit convoluted, but that, in my opinion, is the way that things work in regards to claiming and ownership and all that stuff of various fiefs. But yeah, anyway, I am still not really taking that much loot as well, by the way. The only thing that I'm really doing is taking a look to see if there's any food. Usually there isn't, so I just basically just leave it, let all my people take it if they can indeed take it, and this is what we currently have going on here. Here's Incurion. I have, I believe, around 1,300 units in my army at the moment, but most of them are indeed wounded, because of course they are, you know, I mean, we've been fighting and fighting and fighting almost constantly since the end of the previous episode. I have literally had only a very small respite to go back to my garrisons and pull out all of these troops. As you can see right here, I have a pretty significant amount of people in my own army. Everyone else that I have here has a lot of wounded troops. They are all maxed out though, as far as I am aware, so I shouldn't really have to worry about them too much. But now what I can do, which is what I wanted to do initially, is actually go into the garrison here. As you can see, there's actually a bunch of people leveling up and everything. And what I'm going to do, we have 72 of these. Yeah, and 86 of these. You know why this is the case? Because I literally went to one of my companions and I thought to myself, wait a minute, what are you doing with your army right now? Because I wanted to try to maximize the efficiency of all of these various people that are helping us. And this guy literally had like 50 looters, and he wasn't leveling them up or anything like that, because I assume he doesn't have veterans respect or something. I'm not entirely sure, but he had like an insane amount of looters, and I basically took them away. And then obviously he had a number of very high tier units as well, and it's a similar thing with all of them. They all seem to be able to level these units up really, really fast. So it's a really good idea to you know, take some of these, to be honest. I mean, I've got some rank 2s here as well, but it's alright. Basically, what I want to do is just place most of the Imperials in the garrison here, because these guys are going to see fit that Myzea does not get taken, and bear in mind that if we do get defeated, this is going to be our first port of call. This is going to be one of those areas. Oh, you know what? I might actually want to take some people. I am running around with a skeleton army at the moment. As I said, the Tetsujin recruiter has not yet returned, so I might have to do something about that. Let me see. Let me get about 30 of these guys. Let's get half of these. Couple of these. There we go. I'm gonna just supplement my army a little bit with some Imperials because it's kind of necessary at the moment. But Myzea, as you can see, is doing pretty nicely. Melion Castle has been under siege numerous times as well, by the way. We have attempted to take it, not me specifically, but the Tetsujin vassals have attempted to take it a number of times, all ending in failure for some reason. I really don't know why that is, but apparently they are not very good. Oh, okay. Your garrison recruiter of Adrisa Castle bought 16 horses from Akuson. Okay. Am I not getting any other updates on what the recruiter is actually doing? Because I haven't gone into Tetsujin territory since I sent him off. So I'm actually wondering whether he's even going to be... is he even going to be coming back? Is he even going to do that? I have no idea. Anyway, we do have a number of people here trying to do some weird stuff. I'd like to maybe murder them. There we go. Now, this is also what I've been doing, basically just going into these small-ish battles and just trying to eliminate them, because here's the thing. Look at how many Tetsujin they have available. Not many, but enough, you know? I've just been trying to scavenge as many Tetsujin units as I can from those kinds of situations where we can rescue them and all that. It really makes a huge difference. Alright, well, it seems like we're going to be going in against Joron's army. I'm not a big fan of this, actually. I feel like this particular action is, I would say, kind of ill-advised. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try... Oh, yeah, I can't do that. They stopped that, didn't they? Yes. A while ago, you were able to persuade vassals to join your faction, even if they were in an army, but they changed it so that it is not any longer possible to do that. So... the only thing we can do is just go straight on in, and that's what we're going to do. Technically, I could auto-resolve this, but that's going to result in a lot of casualties, and as I've said, I would kind of like to prevent that from happening. I'm actually wondering, can I not Can I not do anything with these? Can I not, like, change who is commanding which battalion? It doesn't seem like I can do that, which is kind of weird. Anyway, let's move my forces over into this position. We've got to be a little bit careful about the trees here. As you can see, there are trees on either side of the valley. And, well, as we know, Battanians are very good archers. So I'd like to try and prevent us from taking significant damage from them, if at all possible. As you can see, they're walking into that tree line. So the best thing that I can do is move over in this direction. I'm going to move all of my cavalry over here. Unfortunately, my friends, or my friendly vassal, is deciding to charge in by themselves, which... that is... very ill-advised, let's just say that. Extremely ill-advised. Gonna get off my horse real quick because I wouldn't mind doing a little bit of damage with my crossbow. Can I actually hit someone from here? I did? What? I actually hit someone. I can't believe it. Wow. Okay, that's actually kind of interesting. I mean, I'm hitting the horse, which is the main problem here. I don't really want to be hitting the horse, of course, because that doesn't actually give me any skill whatsoever, which is kind of a shame. These guys are just running. What? Why are you running, sirs? I have no idea. Oh well, seems like I'm not, I don't have a powerful enough crossbow to be able to do that, so I guess I'll just mount my horse once again. Seems like they ran away as soon as they saw my massive contingent of infantry coming in. I mean, I don't blame them, to be honest. I don't blame them for that. Oh, I can't believe I missed that guy. He was right there, ripe for the taking, but unfortunately I wasn't able to hit him. Unwieldy pole arms and everything. For some reason, I am just not able to hit anything today. Ah, there we go. Took out the horse, at least. It's not long enough. It's not long enough to reach those hard to hit areas, shall we say. Okay, well, it's alright, it's alright. As long as my horse doesn't get taken out, I should be okay. Obviously, I seem to take less damage than my horse nowadays, so it's probably a good idea to try and maximize its survivability. I'm going to move my archers a little bit forward here, even though they are losing the height advantage just slightly. It is going to result in much more effective damage from them. Ooh, nice. Oh, I bopped him on the head right there. That was great. Oh, I think I'm dead. Yep, I am actually dead. Yeah, I don't know. I personally find it kind of annoying when that happens. Obviously not dying. I don't really care about dying so much. But the way I died, that was kind of meh, you know. It was kind of meh, but basically, don't know whether you saw what happened there, but our mount was stopped by an extremely small polearm, and then all of a sudden I'm dead. You know, I get focused down, and then that is indeed the end of that. And as you can no doubt tell, we're now suffering the result of that. Yeah, I mean, that's the point. It's gonna happen. We just gotta roll with it, you know? We just gotta roll with it. I mean, I could have survived, obviously, if I'd been a little bit more careful, but we're doing alright here. We're losing about 100 units so far. We've taken out 600 of the opponent, which is pretty good. They've only taken out 300 of us, and most of their kills are indeed wounded. Well, obviously that is the same for us as well, but still. I can only hope that none of our companions actually get, shall we say, killed in this one. I don't want to say the M word, to be honest, because if I say that, then well, all bets are off, basically. And that's going to be pretty bad, but yeah, I think we would have been actually pretty fine here if I'd actually survived. I think we would have done much, much better, but obviously I have survived in the past, and that hasn't really made that much difference. So it might not be the auto-delegation's fault. It might just be that our opponent is just that good. You know, they just have a good amount of troops or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but anyway, we're just going to leave the loot once again. Don't have a huge amount of space, as you can see. Do need to sell, but obviously I have so much money right now that I'm not even entirely sure what to do with it, to be fair. Alright, so we've actually leveled up riding skill, which is pretty nice. Increasing range damage while mounted by 10%. Well, obviously I'm not really going to be doing that too much. Increases melee damage while mounted by 5%. I mean, both of these are pretty much useless for me because, again, it's not very exciting either. It's just a percentage increase, but the point is I don't use a ranged weapon while mounted because my crossbow skill needs this. Yeah, you need 175 crossbow to be able to reload any crossbow on horseback, so it's highly unlikely I'm going to be able to get that anytime soon. So even if I were able to get 10% extra range damage, which in my opinion is better than 5% melee damage, but obviously melee is much easier to use, but we're still going to just go for the melee damage, even though I personally feel like both are pretty terrible choices. Anyway, we're going to go back into my Zaya here, and I'm actually going to go and I'm going to take a bunch of relatively high tier Imperials. There's a good reason for that, of course, because I would like to continue the attack. This is what I've been attempting to do off screen as well, but you know, there comes to a point where I'm going to need to start the recording because otherwise I'm just going to be playing the game off screen and that's it. That's all I'm going to be doing. For the most part. I've been attempting to take Gaust Castle for an extended period of time as well, and let me tell you, every single time I try to take this thing, I get the walls down to about, I don't know, 5,000 or something like that, and then a massive army out of nowhere comes up and is like, hello, how are you doing? And I'm like, oh no, but no, thank you very much. And then you just run away. Basically, there's not much I can do about that. But yeah, don't really want to auto resolve in this situation. Even if there are very few units there, I would like to try and again prevent as many casualties as possible. And I suppose if I wanted to do that, you know, in like a manual battle situation, then I wouldn't die. You know, I'd prioritize my own survivability, which of course is definitely something to consider, but obviously because this is indeed a series that I'm producing for, you know, for YouTube, basically I want to get in there, you know? It's not fun to watch some guy just randomly stand at the back of the battlefield doing nothing, right? Anyway, we're just going to give this to Amnon. I mean, I'm sure that he's not going to keep this, to be honest. I think he's probably just going to, you know, standard sort of stuff. He's just going to lose it very, very quickly. What? Look at this. Look at this. 820. How do they do that? That is absolute insanity right there. And look at this. There's another army right here too. That's crazy. Okay, I can probably fight these guys. Ah, yeah. See now, look. They're actually grouping up. That is absolute scoundrel behavior right there. Okay, maybe I can do something. No, you see, we're not allowed to divide and conquer at this point. We're not allowed to do that. They seem to be very much working as a good unit, or at least these guys are running in the direction of their friends, which is to be expected. These guys are going to be attempting to take Gaust Castle, which we've just placed a couple of units in, as you can see right there. And I guess what I'll do is I'll try to take these guys out. I'm at 100% HP, so I should... Oh, we're actually going to help Amnon? Oh, he's actually appeared because he wanted to garrison Gaust Castle by the looks of things, but that is a bit too late, sir. I know that he seems to have reacted pretty quickly, but the Battanians, well, they've reacted quicker, so they're here, and they are willing to take it very, very fast back in their retaliation. So anyway, this is probably one of my, I don't know, I quite like this battlefield, but generally you know, it's kind of funny. I really like the sand dunes. The sand dunes of Azerai territory super fun to fight on. Also, the snowy regions of the Sturgians, they're really fun to fight on too. And some of the Khuzate areas as well, they are pretty fun. But these kinds of, you know, sort of standard, like, plains slash fields, you know, slash trees areas, not a big fan of that. Battanian areas specifically, they have a lot of trees. Don't really like that too much because, you know me, the tree is basically almost my mortal enemy. I generally tend to just crash into every single one that I can get my hands on, which is absolutely ridiculous at the best of times, but it's true. That's what happens for some reason. And otherwise, oh, these guys are going to be charging in? Really? Are you serious, guys? Why do you want to do that? All right, I guess I'm going to have to I guess I'm going to have to go and help them a little bit. I don't really want to do that, to be honest. Okay, murder. Okay, oof, nice. Wow, we actually dealt some pretty decent charge damage. That's pretty good. Look at that. That was some nice damage right there. I mean, obviously it's nothing to, you know, really write home about, but it actually deals a pretty decent amount of damage. Once again, look at that guy. He was actually able to stop me from a side attack? How did he do that? That's pretty crazy. Okay, let's move my forces over here. Let's get my archers finally into a loose formation. And then we can also put our infantry into a shield wall once we get over the hump here. And there we go. Okay, because bear in mind, once they go into shield wall, they move at a snail's pace. And that is definitely something I want to try and avoid for too long, because otherwise they're going to take so long to get into formation or into position that it's just going to be absolutely useless. Seems like our allies' forces have already been murdered. Oh, nice. Nice hit. Oh yeah, take out those Battanian Fian champions. They are going to be so deadly. I'm surprised they haven't actually focused me down yet, to be honest. Ooh, what? How did I miss that? It's kind of weird, you know? It's kind of like, you know, playing some kind of sport where you're actually required to use skill because, well, most sports require skill, I suppose, but yes. The point is that when you're trying to do something that should be easy, it's somehow inexplicably difficult. But then when you try to do something difficult, it's somehow the easiest thing in the world. I don't know. There seems to be some kind of weird opposite world effect going on at the moment for me, because I'm doing these really, well, should be easy setups for some slashes with my polearm, and then as soon as I go with the polearm to attack, then all of a sudden, boom, I miss the guy. But anytime I'm doing a relatively difficult maneuver where you would think, oh, that's never going to hit, and then it actually hits, and I just don't understand that. Weird. Very strange. But it's alright, because we're still alive, which is actually all I require. Ooh, that was close. That was a Falksman right there. Falksman, if you don't know, they are very, very good two-handed berserker-ish type units that the Battanians have. They're very scary. And we're just going to tell our archers to move forward here. I believe my infantry has overextended themselves somewhat. Let me actually just tell them to reconsolidate a little bit here. Yeah, you can see here that I believe most of our forces are actually being killed by Falksmen. Are we? Are we losing? Yeah, some of them. Yeah, some of them are Falksmen indeed. Let's tell them to charge in once again. I just wanted to consolidate them a slight amount. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. These slashes right here should be easy, but they're not for some reason. Okay, there we go. Try and get around here. I actually wonder whether there's a perk that increases my charge damage. I think there probably is, but I think I said that it was terrible at the time. So, my bad. I think charge damage might actually become a bit viable if you have a horse that has a decent amount of it. And this is a pureblood horse. I have no idea where I got this from, by the way, but apparently I had a couple of them in my inventory. I think I looted them or something, because I definitely didn't buy them, that's for sure. I don't actually buy horses nowadays. I used to buy horses quite often, But now, not so much. I'm gonna die here, I believe. Yep. I'm super dead. Am I? Oh, really? Couldn't kill that guy? Are you serious? That was pitiful. Absolutely pitiful. I thought to myself, if I'm gonna die, I might as well take out someone with me, right? No. Oh, are you serious? I literally got couch lance when I was back at my own lines. Wow. Right. Oh, they grind my gears super hard right here. Did you see that? I literally escaped certain death. And then boom, they tracked me down, they chased me down, and boom, couch lance in the was it in the face? I don't know. Well, well, whatever the case, we did achieve victory, and I did survive for what was it, 95% of the battle. I guess that's pretty decent, right? Not too bad. But really, I really thought I was basically safe, so I could kind of turn around and maybe see if I could get some crossbow, you know, skill or something like that, because we really haven't used our crossbow in a field battle for quite some time, and I thought it might be quite fun to do that. But, well, never mind. Apparently that is not on the cards for today, and instead we're just going to be moving on. I really do need to check where my recruiter is, because I'm a little bit skeptical that he's actually doing his job. Is he? I don't know. Alright, well, let's take a look at what's actually going on here. Well, there's a massive army. To be expected. There always seems to be a massive army coming from the Battanians, let's just say that. Maybe I can murder some of these people? Yeah, it seems like I'm actually faster than them for some reason. And it seems like the Sturgians are actually relatively slow on the world map most of the time. There was someone earlier that had 150 units, and I could not catch them for the life of me. And I believe they had mostly Imperial units. So that's kind of interesting. I think they had, I didn't even take a look at their composition, to be honest. Should I, that's the thing, I can't really do anything about this. I mean, I can just kind of show my presence here, but if they don't stop, then there's not much I can do. And as you can see, they just took it relatively swiftly, and now they're going to place a whole bunch of units in there, which I suppose is fine. 73 only? That's actually not even that bad. Oh, yes, chase him. I'll back you up, Yeah, there we go. Ammonon, doing the business right there. Doing the business, very nice. Okay, pleased about that. Definitely pleased about that. Usually the vassals from the Tetsujin are kind of, I mean, I know I praised them earlier in the series for being quite aggressive and being, pretty opportunistic, right? But recently they've been kind of disappearing at the first sign of resistance, which is not exactly great. Anyway, I can take this back super easily. There's only 4,600 strength on the walls, and all my trebuchets are going to be able to take that down without any issues whatsoever. Oh, it seems like we've taken Melion Castle. That's great. Velina, I have no idea who that is, but Velina has apparently been doing quite a bit of work to take that. It's about time, to be honest, because it's been a very long time since we've had Melion Castle, and indeed I continue seeing Melion Castle come under siege, and then nothing happens. And then it comes under siege again, and then nothing happens. And so on and so forth. Rinse and repeat, basically. Anyway, there's the walls. They've gone down. We lost a grand total of 1 unit, which is really not too bad at all. I might as well take the loot, why not? And there we go. So I'm going to place my units back in there. Ugh, how irritating. How irritating. Okay, wait. Oh, look at that. The garrison recruiter has bought 8 horses. Okay. Not entirely sure what he's doing, but alright. Okay, Melion Castle, what's the garrison like? Only 47. Do you think I can actually go in here and take this guy down? I don't know. Shall we take a look at his unit composition real quick? I mean, he's got 814 units. Usually this is not a good idea, because any single time that I have gone into a situation where the enemy is relatively close in combat strength, I always end up losing. And I suppose that could be because they were Khuzait, but I'm actually just gonna play it a little bit more safely, I suppose. Now, let's see what he does now. Traveling to Melion? Okay. Sure, you can travel to Melion if you want. I'm going to do this then. He's coming back? Is he coming back? Yeah, he's going to be defending it. Should I... Wait a minute. Is he gonna... He's gonna wait, isn't he? Return to the siege. He's waiting for his units to repair themselves. Right. Well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna lead an assault, and I'm gonna get in there before he can actually attack us. Yes. I'm gonna be a bit of a scoundrel myself now, and be a little bit sneaky. Because if we can go in there and prevent him from any kind of retaliation, we will have taken 2 castles, and all of his work will have been for nothing, and he will be losing cohesion. Bear that in mind. He'll be losing cohesion, he'll be losing food, and that is all that we really need to do. We just need to drain him of all kinds of resources, and that's all. Now, unfortunately, we are going to have to wait for the siege towers and the battering ram to get things down, even though there are only about 60 units in the garrison here. Well, I'm getting some pretty decent headshots so far, but I haven't really seen any other defenders on the walls here, which is actually kind of startling to me because, I mean, yeah, there's a very... Oh, there's only 20, actually. Never mind. I actually thought there were many more than that, but yeah, there's only 20. Okay, sure. That is fine. That is completely understandable. And it seems like the siege tower over here is going to be accessible first. Let me see if I can shoot some people. Oh, hello. Oh, we got him! Do you see that? We got him from around the corner, basically. We used the projectile's natural flight path to kind of curve it a little bit. That was pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, I like that. Anytime we can do that kind of thing, I'm all for it. Anyway, let's go up here, see if we can eliminate... Oh, there's actually 34 now. Okay. Seems like they've received a couple of reinforcements, potentially. Alright, well, I'm ready. Let's do this. What's actually going on here with my forces? What's going on with my sword? Seems like it's super weak for, all of a sudden. I'm not entirely sure why. Look at this! I've literally hit this guy like 5 times. Are you serious right now? That's crazy. Oh, and that guy hit me once, and now I'm down to literally like no HP whatsoever. Okay. Balanced. I mean, he hit me with a 2-handed, so obviously that's going to be the way it is, but still. Classic. Absolute classic. Okay. Do I have to like charge my guys in or something? Or yeah, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Nice headshot. Oh, I did not want to hit that guy in the shoulder. I wanted to hit this guy behind him. Nice. There we go. Yes, we have crossbow 150. We finally made it. Yes. Okay, I'm going to bring out my polearm because it is just so much easier. There we go. Kill that guy. Oh, okay, wait a minute. He's going to be able to block everything that I can do. No. Oh, he actually failed to kill me. Whoa, look at that. I actually really thought I was dead there for a second. Oh, hello. What are you doing there, sir? Well, you're dying. That's what you're doing. Thank you. Anyone else? Aha. I'm going to get him. Do you think he saw that? I think he probably could have reacted in time, right? I think he probably would have been able to react in time, but I thought to myself, I'm going to just wind it up and see whether I can take him unawares, and it seems like I did. I guess, maybe? I don't know. Seems like he was reacting a little bit slowly there. Maybe he just wasn't thinking that there would be anyone right there at that exact moment, but... Well, there are a number of people actually inside the walls here, so it is to be expected. Anyway, parkour! Ah, no, I really wanted to jump onto that wagon right there. I'll put it down to how heavy the armor is. Yes, just put it down to that, shall we? Anyway, there we go. Nice victory for us right there, and we are able to take Melion Castle back, which means that our friends in Valina's army are not wasting their manpower for nothing, pretty much. Now, if this guy decides to besiege this, I will be a very happy camper indeed, because that means we'll actually get a siege defense on our hands, and I would be very, very... Oh, are you serious? Why do you want to do that, guy? Hey, why do you want to do that? Oh, now he's besieging Melion Castle. Okay, so look at this. The AI is incredible. You know, sometimes they're super smart, sometimes they're just extremely stupid. And this is exactly one of those stupid times, because what they're going to do now is if I go close to Melion Castle, they're going to run away from Melion Castle and try to take my Zaya. But if I stay next to the other, then they'll do the other, and so on. Yeah. That's great. And I don't get an opportunity to actually take ownership of this thing. It feels to me like the only time I'm even able to get any kind of headway in these kinds of situations is when I'm able to take ownership of the fief. Because it seems like the other lords don't actually bother to garrison anything. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to have to go over to Gaust Castle and see what's going on with that garrison, just to confirm whether they are actually doing anything with that. Anyway, here's a small zoom out of what's currently going on in the world. You can see the Sturgians are basically done. We have, who's this? Southern Empire, they're basically done as well. Vlandians are holding on quite nicely. Azurai doing quite nicely as well. Sturgians have 3 towns remaining. And we even have the Northern Empire here a little bit too. But yeah, it seems like this is going to be a 1 versus 1 situation. Battanians versus Tetsujin. Or at least I think that's probably going to be how it is. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.